all the stuff that's going on in animation, even and
They are
even in
dead.
the Snyder or whoever, that they start to attack you.
Yeah,
What
they
do you
are
think of those?
toxic. They are the ones who are toxic. They are calling me
Right.
toxic and calling me what Snyder called this. They are the ones who are toxic, and it's a shame.
What I want to know is, do you think the end product is that Warner Brothers will want to sell off the DC properties to Disney? You think it maybe
Well,
some kind of
let's if it's to
Marvel
push them to
DC
show,
crossover?
yeah, they can sell it to Universal. Who knows? Time.
The problem with
Yeah,
it is that I think Marvel is just a different audience to the DC audience. I think we're two
yeah,
separate audiences.
yeah,
And you need, I
yeah.
mean,
They are way more
they
powerful.
blast things from their eyes, they have
Yeah.
magic, they could do a
Steppenwolf,
lot.
Darkseid, Enchantress, El
Yeah.
Diablo, all of them. They are way more powerful than MCU.
Yeah, High Father, all of those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. Way, way, way more powerful. Even the
way more
Kryptonians are
powerful.
pretty powerful. Yeah. So based on that then, well,
But I'm a
okay.
true fan. I'm
But
not a
what do you
stand-up fan.
think?
I'm a true fan, DC fan. You know what I mean? And he's not going to save DC. People that think he's going to save DC, sorry, he's not going to save DC. If it makes
Well,
money, fine. But
he ticked off the fans by firing Henry
yeah,
Cavill. Some guy was saying that he didn't
yeah,
fire Henry Cavill, but he did. It
he
was in
did.
his
And he,
hands if he wanted
and
to
he,
continue with them or not.
yeah, and he sabotaged the DC movies that the recent DC movie that released. He sabotaged and caused them to not do well at the box office. He
Yeah,
sabotaged those movies. Sad.
yeah,
Take out
because
Henry Cavill and take out everybody
yeah,
out that Flash.
right. Ben Affleck was
No.
supposed to be in Aquaman 2. Henry
Yes.
Cavill was supposed to be. The whole Justice League was supposed to be in
Yeah. In the
the
Flash.
Flash. Yeah,
Yeah. They were all willing to come back without Zack Snyder. They were all willing to come back for the fans. And James Gunn
yeah,
knows up everything. Sorry. He lets his
yeah.
ego knows up everything. James Gunn is sorry, not interested.
I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry that that
on a
yeah.
positive note,
I'm sorry that I changed the subject on you. Sorry that I changed the subject on you. Sorry about that.
no, 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 no. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
On a positive note,
Yeah.
Zack Snyder has been doing like he's been just. I mean, he's been the hardest thing out there. So yeah, Twilight of the Gods going on. Rebel Moon did
Yeah.
well.
I
He
like River
also,
Moon.
yeah, he also wanted to continue doing the Army of the Dead movies, but
Yeah.
Netflix wants him to pursue Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel
So
Moon 3 and 4. We do make more
yeah,
Rebel Moon movie. Yeah. Rebel Moon was good.
Rebel
Sophia
Moon was
Batella is
good. Oh,
good.
it was lit.
Yeah.
I mean, the action was crazy. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's good. Yeah.
It
I
was a
love it.
crazy movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to. I know he has multiple cuts of the movie, but I personally would like to see the director's cuts. I'm not so
Yeah,
interested.
it's going to release in August. Going to release Lecture Scott on both
Yeah,
of them. Rebel Moon Part 1 release this August, July, August. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I think studios need to, and this is something that's a problem with
Yeah.
studios. Studios need to believe in their directors and go with
Yes.
what their vision is, because I'm sure the director's cut are going to be better than what
It's
we
going to be
got.
longer. Yes. It's going to have more scenes in it and it's going to be longer.
Yeah,
Yes.
a
Yes.
better journey, a more flushed out
Hmm.
story. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to if Netflix would just believe in Zack Snyder to the extent that even though it's a rated R director's cut of a movie, just let the
Yeah.
man do his original plan because
Yeah.
that's what we want. We want more auteur work. We don't want, I think most fans.
Right. Aside. Yeah.
What do you thought about it?
I'm going to say the truth. So.
Higher than the Dark Knight and everything, and then you go and you do
Yeah.
this,
But
and it
to me,
devalues you.
I'm going to be honest. I think he was great in Justice League theatrical as well, and he was great in the Flash. You
Well,
know what I mean?
he acted the
But
comedy. He did what he was
the
supposed to
thing
do.
is, by
But
the end of the Flash, when Barry go into his room, he called Barry through the computer, said to you have to find me because he was stuck in a different
yeah, that
reality.
was the real
But
ending.
James
That
Gunn
was the
cut
real
that
end.
out.
Yeah,
James
yeah,
Gunn
yeah.
cut that out, which is sad. It just should to still
And
show that.
George Clooney of all people.
Yeah. No.
Oh my gosh.
And Michael Keaton's Batman and Sasha Care's Supergirl did not die. They did not
Right.
die. They came back in this timeline, and James Gunn cut
Right.
out everything. No, sorry,
Yeah.
but I
So
enjoyed the Flash. The Flash is a great movie, all in all. But you know what I mean? James Gunn loves up everything.
I mean, I think James Gunn had something to do with the music in the beginning of the Flash. That music sounded like a James Gunn something.
Yeah,
And I feel like he changed up the beginning as well. Because the
yeah,
animation didn't
sabotage.
look good at all. The animation was up and down in the Flash. Some moments were
Yeah.
really good, and then a lot of things was like
And he also changed
trash.
Aquaman to he sabotaged
I
Aquaman as
know,
well.
I
Cut
know,
out
I
Ben
know.
Affleck and all that. No, sorry.
He
James
he he
Gunn
brought
has
his people
failed.
in for Shazam too. At the end of
Yeah,
Shazam too,
yeah,
he changed up the ending and he changed up the beginning of the Flash and he changed up certain parts sequences in the Flash.
yeah,
Michael Keaton was not supposed to die, and then
yeah,
and Supergirl was actually supposed to live as well, and
yeah.
then
And it's
it was also supposed to be I don't know for Blue Beetle. I don't know if he had anything to do with Blue Beetle, but I know he had something to do with Aquaman, and it sent James
yeah,
Wan into the hospital. James Wan was so sick
yeah,
because it was just messing up his movie.
yeah.
You know,
James Wan and him were not on speaking terms either. James Wan
yeah,
and him
because
were
they
not
was
on
changing
speaking
the
terms.
movie like over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah. But it made a decent money, but James
It
Gunn
still
lost up
flopped.
everything. Yeah,
Still flopped. Now that movie is coming off the heels of Aquaman one, which made $1 billion.
and over a billion
So
dollars.
that is very disappointing what happened with Aquaman.
Yeah,
Horribly
but
disappointing what happened with Wonder Woman 1984.
yeah,
And terrible what happened with Shazam too. It all goes to show you if you don't have direction as a good proper leadership in a company, you could just drag everything down. Things that
yeah.
was actually doing well
and
could
and
just
and
be crap.
Batgirl should have released instead of Blue Beat. Batgirl movie
Yeah,
should have been released. It would have been
yeah.
good.
Great capacity to mess up.
Impressed.
Oh,
Not impressed with the costume. Not impressed. Not impressed with that. Sorry, Henry Cavill
I
all the
I,
way.
I know. So we're looking at DC. Therefore, do you truly believe that the most important thing? I think the thing to get DC back on track, whether it's TV, film, and they canceled Superman and Lewis, right?
Yeah, because
Which is dumb.
he doesn't want competition from no
It's dumb. It's just so dumb.
no
But
sorry.
anyway, and Superman and Lewis was successful, right? That was one of the
Yeah,
more successful CW
yeah,
series. Um, but here's the thing: I would say for DC to come back, because DC right now, the brand DC's
down,
at an all-time
gone,
low.
down, down.
For DC to come back, why don't they just let Zack Snyder Justice League play in cinemas? They have that movie
Yeah,
hasn't seen cinemas yet,
yeah,
at least globally. Why don't they
yeah,
do that? And why don't we push for that? All right.
yeah. But they do not want to do that because of James Gunn's ego. Their egos. They do not want that. That's the thing. That
But
they do not want
whether they
that.
want it or not, you remember they didn't want the Snyder Cut to come out either.
Right.
But we overwhelmed them,
Yeah.
and so they had to. And when it came out, not only were Snyder fans asking for them to restore the Snyderverse, but
Yeah.
everybody was asking. And
Yeah.
even though they didn't respond to it and they suffered the consequences for that, because all
Yeah.
now they're reaping the consequences and not
Yeah.
listening to the fans, right?
They're not listening to us fans.
No. Um, even the so, I think if we revive that and we keep pushing it,
Yeah.
um, I think we're going to get it because it's around about the same time next year will be
Yeah.
around about the same time the Snyder Cut. 4 years it took for the Snyder Cut to come out. I think
Yeah.
it about 4 years of bombardment will be enough, or maybe even less, for us to
Yeah.
get the Snyder Cut into theaters and then probably a sequel. I also
Yeah.
think that um, we should because the more people try to debate us online about this thing, is the more they look weird and crazy and stupid.
Yeah.
Because they come with
Yeah.
some of the most easily debunked statements and so easy to show because like if you look at right, so that's why I
Yeah.
called Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and Zack Snyder's Justice League. I said that's the
Yeah.
Snyderverse. And of
Yeah.
all the Snyderverse movies, I think Zack Snyder's Justice League hasn't seen cinemas yet, so we don't know
Yeah.
what that would look like in
Yeah.
terms
It
of
will
box
look, it
office.
will look good. Would look
But do
good.
you know that those four movies, this is only profit now, this is not gross,
Yeah.
brought in $852 million profit for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And Man of Steel brought in like 25 million, BVS brought in like 69 million. And
Yeah.
then Suicide Squad, Studio
Yeah.
Squad brought
Yeah.
in $300 and something million or 200 and something
Yeah.
$1 million, I believe. And
Yeah.
then Wonder Woman really took it
Yeah.
up. It took it
Yeah.
400 and something $1 million profit.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So if they had allowed Zack to do Zack Snyder's Justice League right after Wonder Woman, they'd have break the
Yeah.
billion.
Yeah.
They'd have break the billion. They'd have made like 800 and something million
Yeah.
or 700 something
But the
million
joke
dollars
though
profit.
is after
And
Aquaman,
Aquaman
the Aquaman made over a
would
billion,
have
but it's after
make
Aquaman
even
they go on the
more.
down low. Yeah.
Yeah, Aquaman would have made even more.
Yeah.
And if they kept on making movies, they would have just make more and more and more money.
Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder is proven now with the Rebel Moon movies, which this is not
Yeah.
even the best Rebel Moon movies, right? This is the studio
Yeah.
approved movies that Zack had to do, right? So he compromised a lot of things. Those two movies had, I think, in combination, what is it? It's a
It
lot
did
of
well.
views. It's a
Yeah, it
lot.
did
It did
well.
extremely well. That's why I want
Yeah.
Netflix pushing him for the third one.
Yeah.
Um, and remember, he hasn't done his director's cut, so you have to add all of that to the views. You
Yeah.
remember
He says it's
what
coming
people
out in
don't?
August. Yeah, coming out in August, he said. It's coming out in
Yes,
August.
exactly. So that
Mm.
you have to add that now to the other two. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of views for Rebel Moon. Remember, it's just one film.
Yeah.
So Zack Snyder doing his thing, and then you have also Twilight of the Gods is coming out in
Yeah.
September. So
Yeah.
after August, so you see how much Zack Snyder is given to Netflix, and
Yeah.
you have your subscription. I have my subscription. I'm sure I Tooth. I don't know if you've seen Sweet, but I'm hoping because I think the rights for 300 or something like that, Warner Brothers, it's up with Warner
Yeah.
Brothers, so Zack can
Yeah.
do whatever he wants. So
Yeah.
I think Zack and Debbie is probably pitching it to Warner Brothers, and maybe uh, we'll see how things pan out from there. I don't know if Zack will be
Yeah.
directing all of that series, whatever it will be. It may be
Probably
just like with,
produce.
yeah, he might produce some of it, and
Yeah.
maybe somebody else might direct it,
Yeah.
or kind of like what he did in Twilight. It goes, he'll direct one or two episodes, and
Yeah.
then maybe some other people will direct other episodes. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, if this is true, again, it's a rumor, so we don't really. Some people saying they confirm it, but and it's too early anyway. But here's the thing: Zack Snyder had said in an interview that 10 years passed between the Justice League movie we saw
Mm-hmm.
and the sequel. But
Okay.
in the original storyboards, which we saw,
Mm-hmm.
it was 5 years that passed.
Okay.
So, which means he changed something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, um, Zack Snyder's Justice League happened in the year 2017.
Mm-hmm.
10 years from 2017 is 2027.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how cryptic that is, but James Gunn's movie would have come out.
Yeah.
If it didn't do well, they go out, Warner Brothers got to do something.
Yeah.
And that something might be sequel to
Restore
the
the
Snyder Cut.
Snyderverse.
It
Yeah.
might be sequel to the Snyder Cut.
Restore the
We
Snyderverse.
don't even know if it'll be the same regime, if
Yeah.
Warner Brothers will still be in existence, because right now their shares plummeted
Plummeted. Bad.
from
Because
20
of their
something
bad
dollars a
decision.
share to now
Yeah.
$8 and something a share, and it's staying there. It's
Yeah.
only when they had the news last week about Zack Snyder possibly doing a 300 television series with them that the shares
Yeah.
bump up to $8.04. It was hovering
Yeah.
between $7 and 70 something cents and $8.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And Planet of the Apes is who?
Planet of the Apes. I don't know if it's Universal or Warner Brothers or
Okay.
Universal or one of those. Or
Must
Fox
be
or one of those
Universal.
station.
Yeah.
One of those
Because
station
that
there.
that that isn't doing too bad either.
It made over
That's the
300 million now, 370 million now worldwide.
yeah.
Kingdom of the Planet
Yeah.
of the Apes, yeah.
Yeah. It's doing okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the point being though that all we have to do is just keep on, you know, being
Yeah.
disinterested. Or some people say boycotting. I don't think I'm boycotting. I just think I'm not interested. And
Not interested.
yeah, and I think
I'm
that
boycotting. I'm boycotting James Gunn. Sorry, not interested in James Gunn. Boycott for me. I don't give a
well,
damn.
I was never going to watch it because that's
Right.
James Gunn doesn't really make movies for me. He makes for
Yeah.
people who
And the behavior of
enjoy.
these fans turns me off. Because I have some idiots sending me death threats over James Gunn. That turns me off. Sorry.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
they don't
So
scare me one bit. Nothing scares me. They don't. No, nothing. No threats don't scare me one bit.
right, exactly.
Not supporting James Gunn.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So with respect to DC, um, DC animated content. So we
Yeah.
have DC. I was wondering when if Zack Snyder was going to go into the animated realm because with Watchmen, I think he had part of the movie which was animated
Yeah, but
in the
you have a
director's cut.
Watchmen coming out. Watchmen parts one and two coming out in animated after Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth. Watchmen part one and two coming out after Justice League
Oh, really?
Crisis on Infinite Earth. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But they are blowing up the DC road to make way for James Gunn. James Gunn, Creature Commandos. And it's
Yuck.
not interested.
Oh Lord. Well, all I know is the majority of people in DC want to see the showdown between Doom Darkseid and the Justice League. I did a survey
Yeah.
poll, and
Darkseid
again,
and Superman.
Uh, it was 75% of the fans wanted that, and 25%
Yeah,
wanted something else. And then
yeah,
um, we also have uh, the campaign of Restore the Snyderverse, where people are now posting up Restore the Snyderverse over and over and over on Twitter. And they're also
yeah,
putting all these curious little observations. For me, I put up
yeah,
Arkham Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman side by side,
yeah,
showing them
yeah,
using the same moves and the same sort of stuff. And then I also showed comparisons between the DCAU Wonder Woman and Wonder
yeah,
Woman,
yeah,
where the DCAU Wonder Woman was protecting Batman using her bracelets and gauntlets to block the
yeah,
beam
yeah.
blast from. And the same thing actually happened
Man of
later.
Steel is great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Man of Steel is
The
accurately
CGI
been
is
a
great.
masterpiece. Yeah,
It is a masterpiece. It
yeah,
really aged well with time, and I can't say that
yeah.
for other comic book movies like that.
We need
And
more.
then
We need. We need more Superman movie with Henry Cavill. We need more Henry Cavill. 'Cause Henry Cavill still looks great even to this very day.
oh yes, Henry Cavill's
Yeah,
a great Superman. I still think of him as Superman actually.
yeah.
Um, then we have and Ben Affleck. I think of as Batfleck.
Ben Affleck's Batman. Yeah,
I don't even like to call him Ben Affleck anymore. It's Batfleck.
yeah.
you know,
Batfleck. Yeah, it still should. It should.
and
Yeah,
he's the only Batman in the history of Batman on the big screen to not only wear the traditional Batman costume, right? Which is gray
yeah,
and black
yeah,
and the yellow,
yeah,
but he also is the only Batman to wear the most amount of costuming. So he's the one
yeah,
that has the most amount of different
gadgets. Yeah,
armor and so on.
yeah,
He was in the Flash. He had this unique armor I never seen before.
yeah,
Then
yeah. And
in
Michael Keaton's also great as well. Michael Keaton. Yeah,
he's great, but he has this
yeah,
more or less the same kind of suit, and the suit is not necessarily comic book accurate. But
yeah,
Ben Affleck is the only Batman other than Adam West Batman to
yeah,
wear the traditional iconic Batman,
yeah,
gear, and also to be comic book accurate. I think only
yeah,
Adam West Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman have been
yeah,
comic book accurate Batmans because they
yeah,
actually were Batman that exist in the
yeah,
comics. That's how
yeah,
Batman actually looked in the comics. So
yeah,
they actually are the only two. Christopher Nolan's influenced the comics, but was not comic book accurate.
yeah, yeah.
Matt Reeves' Batman is not comic book accurate.
No,
Matt Reeves' Batman would make a good Nightwing, though.
yeah.
He'd make a good Nightwing.
Yeah.
But I don't his personality and the way he behaves doesn't feel like Batman, like you
No.
said. He
Wrong,
doesn't
wrong,
feel like Batman.
wrong choice for Batman. Wrong actor for Batman. That is not
Yeah, yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's not Batman, no.
No. But that
You
I
know.
don't think it's going to make any more because James Gunn is not going to allow no more Batman to be made. He's not going to allow it. He keep delaying,
But
delaying, delaying, delaying. So
Matt
it's
Reeves,
dead.
the quality of the film was good. But
Visually.
I felt
Yeah.
like it was boring as well. I kind of felt like it was
Boring,
bland.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Like the Batman wasn't doing anything really
Yeah.
in the whole movie. And
Yeah.
when you have a movie where no particular character is getting your attention, like okay, with The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's performance as Joker got your attention. So even though
Yeah. R.I.P. to Heath
Christopher,
Ledger.
right, or even though Christian Bale was bland, he was
Yeah.
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger light up that whole movie, right? Who was the best introduction to a DC character out of all the characters? Was it Batman? Was it Superman? Was it Wonder Woman? Was it the Flash? Was it Cyborg or was it Aquaman? Which
Well, I'm going to
DC
be
character was
honest.
huh?
To be honest, I like all of them. I like Superman,
Right, but
Batman, and
which
Wonder Woman.
one was the best intro of
Intro,
all
I
of them?
mean, well,
Well,
I'm gonna be,
okay. When I say intro, I mean like you're in the movie, you didn't see the character, like you didn't see Superman. You might have seen Clark Kent or whatever, but you didn't see
yeah.
Superman in the movie, or you didn't see Wonder Woman in the movie, or
But
Batman.
to me, all
You
right,
had an
I'm going to be
intro.
honest.
Wait, huh?
To
Yeah.
be honest, I'm going to be honest. You know, the BVS beat Batman v Superman when Wonder Woman saves Batman,
Yes.
right? I see three of them
Yes.
side by side,
Yes.
and Batman asks Superman, is she with you? Superman asks Batman, I thought she
I thought
was
she
with
was
you.
you.
That right
Yeah.
there, the three of them side by side. That there,
Yeah.
so it's a
Yeah. I'm
Trinity
gonna
right
say
there.
this. That was the greatest
Yeah,
superhero intro ever.
yeah.
They talk about Spider Man. Nah, it's
No, right
Wonder
there, so.
Woman. Because the
And
two,
the end of Justice League when we were talking side by side. At the end of Justice League, when they were standing side by side, great scene right
yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah. That
Trinity.
remind me
Yeah,
of DCAU Justice
yeah,
League, the intro to it. Um, to me, that Wonder Woman, because remember, Wonder
yeah,
Woman never was on film. Wonder
yeah,
Woman had never been seen on film. The
yeah,
only thing that Wonder Woman ever was in was in television series with
yeah. With Linda
what's it,
Carter. Yeah.
Linda Carter, and then with also this lady before Linda Carter, right? So Wonder
What's her
Woman
name?
had,
Yeah,
I can't remember her name right. It was a blonde Wonder Woman.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the thing about it is, never been seen on film. And because remember, that whole movie was just Diana we were seeing. We hadn't seen
yeah,
Wonder Woman. We had seen her
yeah.
in a photo back in 19 or whatever.
When Ben
But
Affleck
she,
looking at it, yeah, they took it in Wonder
yeah,
Woman,
but that
1980,
was
yeah,
about it.
World War
And
One. Yeah.
and then, w- the first time we see Wonder Woman in film, she's saving
When she
Batman.
because
And
Batman
it was
swear he's
spectacular.
dead. Batman was swear he died, but Wonder Woman
Yeah.
fly right in and save him at the last second
Yeah, block it with the shields. That was so
with the
sick.
bracelets. Yeah,
Yeah, and the thing's making a sound, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
As she absorbing the energy, right? That was so
yeah,
sick, boy. That was just so
yeah.
sick. I don't think there's anything that can touch that in comic book movies,
I
period.
don't think so. I see try them side by side, Wonder Woman in the center.
Yeah,
There.
the
Yeah,
Trinity.
after
Oh my
Doomsday.
gosh, that was sick.
Yes, man.
That was
We
the
need, we
sickest thing
need, we,
ever.
we need, we need more. We need to see more of them, more of the Trinity.
What is
Though
it,
that scene
what is your second best intro in DC? Second best intro.
right there. So
Okay.
right
Okay.
there. Yeah,
For me, it was when Superman appeared and Doomsday was like, for dark side. And he threw down the axe and Superman went bang. Because
no,
Superman just
that
flew in. Steppenwolf,
Steppenwolf.
yes.
When he
Yeah.
was rescuing Cyborg, right there. So
Yes.
yeah,
But that to me,
and he
because
shot at the axe. Yeah,
yes. Now we had seen
Steppenwolf.
Superman. We even saw him fly up into the sky in the black suit. So it
Yeah,
wasn't an intro. It was more like a
yeah,
intro to the fight. But
yeah,
man, to me, that was the best. That's why I like Zack Snyder's Justice League over all
Yeah,
of them. I mean, BVS had a great Batman
yeah,
warehouse scene, and the great one. And I did like the Flash. People
yeah,
like Cyborg in the BVS short little clips, but I
yeah,
actually like the Flash better because
yeah,
how fast he moved, pushed that guy out, way lightning,
yeah.
striking
With the
inside the
teeth.
place.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was so sick. And then he just
yeah,
walk away from the thing after he take the milk card. It was so
yeah.
crazy.
Sorry, I
That was so.
disappointed. I was sorry disappointed with my answer.
No,
Cause
no, no, no. It's your choice. It's your
there
choice.
are so many great scenes in the movie.
the
In the
the
movies,
end of the
so many
movie is
great
great as well,
introduction.
where the
Yeah,
plane kind of rises up after this. They're side by side watching the
yeah,
plane. And the plane comes up. It's awesome. So you could say
yeah,
that, of course. I mean,
yeah.
it's not. There's no one right answer. It's
Lot of
just
great scenes. But to
yeah.
me,
But
I don't think we need a nightmare timeline. I don't really necessarily want a nightmare timeline. That's one thing I do
really,
not want. I don't necessarily have to have that. They should do something better apart from
oh
and not let Batflick die. You know, Batflick don't have to die. You know what I mean?
well. This is what I would say. Iron Man died. They might bring back Iron Man, by the way, but
Yeah,
Iron
but
Man died. So
they
why
don't have to do
not?
it like that. No,
But
I don't think they should do it like that. Let Batflick die. They should just do something
I
different.
mean, we
Unique.
love Batflick, so the more
Yeah.
Batflick we can get, the better. But
They
I'm
should
just
show them
saying,
in. They should show them in their Kingdom Come farm, like older in the Kingdom Come
oh,
storyline. They should show it like that, end it like that.
well, who
They're
knows?
having dinner, and then
Who
they fly off
knows?
and they start
Maybe,
to fight crime. Three of them: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman,
yeah,
in their Kingdom Come farm in the
maybe that
future.
happens. Maybe that's
They
what
should end
happens.
it like that.
That'd be
And
cool.
then Wonder
I
Woman told him
mean,
that she's pregnant for Superman, and he said, you know what I mean? At the end of the Kingdom Come
yeah, Kingdom
storyline,
Come. Yeah,
yeah, do it
I
like that.
mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, and
Yeah,
they still name the child Bruce. They're going to name the child Bruce anyway. So that yeah, you could do it like that too. I
yeah,
mean, I don't care what it is. Once Zack Snyder, because I will be curious as to see what that thing would be when they reset the time. But
yeah.
you'll have Superman going up against Darkseid and his forces, and that
Yeah,
we have never seen that
yeah,
on
but
film.
they should have Batflick.
Superman going up against Darkseid with Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor gave Darkseid the anti-life equation, and then
Yeah,
everything just kind of blew up. Was kind of
yeah,
something like that's going to happen. Was supposed to happen at least in
yeah,
the one that they say they might cancel. The one.
yeah.
So when he gave the storyboards, Lex Luthor actually gave his life to stop Darkseid. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So Lex Luthor actually dies, which is kind of
Okay.
interesting. At least in that version. I don't know what'll
Yeah.
happen in whatever Zach has. And he
But I
was
heard
looking
he
at
wrote more
he
than
was looking at
one
Final
draft.
Crisis too. You saw he was looking
Yeah,
at Final Crisis. So
yeah,
maybe it's something totally different we're gonna get, which would be kind of
yeah.
dope.
Let's see. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So and he has something up his sleeve.
yeah. But James going not going to allow that. James going to let their egos get to their head. That's the thing.
The other thing is Zack Snyder's actually going to give you a reason why Darkseid wants the anti-life equation. Like we don't
Yeah.
really know the reason yet, but it has something to do with the gods that he
You
lives
want to have
among.
power. You want to have power. You want to have raw
Yeah,
power. You want to be
but
more. That's the thing about it.
there seems to be a whole set of political intrigue that we don't know about on
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
yeah,
So there's more to the story than meets the eye. And I think we're going to spend some time on Apocalypse. And who knows, maybe the Justice League might end up on Apocalypse, like, in
yeah.
the Sunday morning cartoons. So it could really be something really interesting, in Justice League Dark
Apocalypse
Apocalypse.
War.
Yeah,
That's the
they ended up on
yeah,
Apocalypse. So, I mean,
yeah.
dude, if that happens, I'm going to geek out like crazy because it's like
Because the
they're on
thing is, at the
Apocalypse.
end, the Flash ran back in time and created it took the call Tomorrow Verse. That's what's happening right now in DC. The Tomorrow Verse. He created the Tomorrow Verse right now. The Flash.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. The other
yeah,
thing I wanted to say was, this is just an observation I saw, right? So I want to break this down. Remember Zack Snyder talked about maybe Zeus and all the old gods, some of them having
yeah,
origin in uh Krypton, right?
yeah,
Well, check this out. when Cyborg was created, I actually asked this question to like it looked like it was a gun fan who is a Snyder
Yeah.
fan once upon a time, and he ran away from me, right? So I didn't bother with him,
Okay.
but because I was trying to show him how deep it was, right? But he wanted to argue with me and stuff like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you remember that Silas Stone,
Yeah.
he activated a mother box to save Cyborg, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So how did he activate the mother box?
But well, when he took out the mother box, right? He just it's like it's activated by like the mother box is a live artificial life form.
They needed to
Yeah.
have a high electrical transfer of energy
Yeah.
because mother boxes are activated by energy.
Yeah.
Now, hear this. Hear this.
Yeah.
Remember how Doomsday was created?
Yeah. Doomsday was created
I'm
to
talking about Doomsday and BVS. I'm not talking about
yeah.
Doomsday in general.
No,
Remember how he
Doomsday
was
and
created?
BVS. Yeah,
Yes.
it's Lex Luthor do something. Lex Luthor created from General Zod's body. A
Right.
General Zod's body or something like that used to create Doomsday.
That's correct. But
Yeah.
how did he do it?
He used the Kryptonian technology from the ship, from the scout
Right.
ship. The
Right.
ship that came with from Superman's and energy put inside.
So there's something called a chrysalis chamber where
Crystallis chamber, yeah,
the
from the scout ship.
yes, where General Zod's body is put inside of this sort of like a symbiotic
Yeah,
sac, and then he starts to morph
yeah.
into this thing.
And he
But
uses
there's an
blood,
important. It's
some
not
of his blood on it.
spontaneous.
Yeah,
Yes, but it's not spontaneous. So what
yeah.
did they need? Do you remember?
What they need? An electric energy or
That's
Superman's brain, yeah.
correct. So
Some electrical energy.
they
Like
had to use all the
the
energy
light.
from happened to him.
It gets more powerful, it absorbs the energy and get
He
more powerful.
absorbs the energy because
Yeah,
it's also part of Kryptonian technology. So he's because he's a Kryptonian made from Kryptonian technology. He absorbs energy just like mother boxes absorb energy, so that the Kryptonian technology and the mother boxes. Yeah. Oh, you freeze. You okay? Yeah, you freeze. About Zeus being a Kryptonian. It just so happens that Zeus emits energy from his core, just like how Doomsday and Superman were emitting energy from. Let me recap in his mouth. Heritage from there, with Zeus and Wonder Woman. And I don't know for Ares. I don't know for
but
what's the name?
the Kryptonians and the Amazons are totally different. They are totally different.
The Artemis.
Totally different.
Artemis. Her arrows carry energy with them when she emits
Yeah.
them. So I wouldn't be surprised again. Artemis could absorb energy in her core. So
Or
what I'm finding out is when you look at the old,
open apocalypse.
but she was an Amazon, and Grail.
Granny goodness or what have you.
Grail, is it Grail?
Grail, dark side daughter, you talking?
Yeah, Darkseid's daughter. Um, she is not an Amazon, but
She
she
come
was
from
trained.
apocalypse.
Yeah. So anyway, but the point is I'm making is that you could see a connection between the Amazons and Apocalypse. You could see a connection between uh, the Kryptonians and Apocalypse because of the properties of the materials and even the properties of the beings. Because if you look up Darkseid, again, Darkseid could do that thing from his eyes. He emits
Omega beam.
energy. And he
Yeah.
even could resist. I don't know if he could absorb energy. I don't know. Maybe he can. But
He's indestructible.
yeah, well, unless there's a god going against him. Because we never
Yeah.
seen. Have we ever seen Darkseid versus Zeus? I think we have, huh?
Yeah. In the comics, in
Right.
Wonder Woman.
And right.
Yeah.
So we, for the first time on the screen, we saw Zeus versus Darkseid, which was pretty cool. If it wasn't just Zeus though. It was Zeus, Ares, Atlan,
Yeah.
um, Artemis. They were
Yeah.
all going on, and
But
the
his
Green
ears
Lantern.
chopped him in the chest. ear is chopped, and he put him
on
in
his
the ship
shoulder.
and defeated them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But it took five of them to go at him though. It was
yeah,
five of them.
yeah,
But yeah, so he's really really powerful, and he's probably
yeah,
more powerful now. So that's why I want to see the Justice
yeah,
League go up against him because I know it's gonna be
yeah.
crazy.
Superman would put up against him good. Superman put up a good fight with him. Love to see
Yeah,
that with him.
Superman killed
Yeah.
him in what was it that Superman killed Dark? Yeah, he destroyed him. He destroyed him. Or at
At the
least
end,
an avatar of him.
after they defeated Supergirl, they fought Supergirl on the Kent farm. After at the Kent farm
I don't
in
think
that
so. I
comic.
think that one was where Batman negotiated for Supergirl. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the
Oh,
one where he pushed him into the what do you call it? I can't remember the name of the thing right now. It's like
oh,
the ultimate thing that at the end of the whatever.
okay.
When I find out the actual wording, I'll
But
write it
he
down.
defeats Darkseid several times already though. He defeated Darkseid several times, Superman in the
Yeah,
comics. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm looking forward to I constantly push Restore the Snyderverse. And you saw how many people are Snyder fans, right? You have these
yeah,
directors. Now we see the directors for My Adventures with Superman. They
yeah,
actually are big Snyder fans as well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so crazy.
yeah.
Everybody in the industry is a Snyder fan,
Zack
except
Snyder is
for
way better than James Gunn. Sorry, he's way better than James
we
Gunn.
know
James Gunn.
ver- more creative.
Yeah,
But that's not a question. I mean, Zack Snyder's done 300 verse, Rebel verse, Army verse,
Watchmen. Mm-hmm.
Armyverse, and then he
Yeah,
has the DC Snyderverse, right?
yeah,
So he's killed it when it comes to making universes. This guy is
yeah,
really good at doing that.
yeah,
So I don't think there's anybody else who has done as many universes as he has done
yeah.
successfully as well.
Sucker Punch
Um,
wasn't bad. Sucker Punch wasn't bad. I like Sucker Punch. Wasn't bad.
yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's just that it didn't make money, so
yeah.
it is what it
Yeah, the
is.
Watchmen, the extended cut. Watchmen, the director's cut. Watchmen.
Director's Cut of Watchmen and the Ultimate Cut of
Yeah,
Watchmen is really good.
yeah.
But again, I look forward to
With Hugh Jackman
right.
and Brian Reynolds. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to do well as well. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah,
I hope so.
yeah.
Um, what do you think of Venom?
Venom. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Venom. Venom the last time.
All right, all right, all right. Um, let's see what else is in. It's
Yeah,
pretty
with
cool.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. They're all for fun, but some people do put it too far. Yeah, people would get sued for it. You have to just be careful. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, that's it for Restore the Snyderverse for now. I think the
But no,
movement's continuing onwards. I hope that uh, we keep on pursuing that because, as
yeah,
one of the guys on Twitter was saying, we must never stop asking for it, no matter what people say, no matter how
yeah.
they try to threaten you or whatever. You should continue to ask for it because, this is
Sad.
true.
Yeah,
And the thing about it is that, I mean, you could be a James Gunn fan, but to try to shame people into becoming fans of James Gunn, how is that going
yeah.
to make them more fan?
Mm-mm. It turned me
You know
off.
what I mean?
Sorry.
It's one thing if somebody's speaking bad about James Gunn, and
Yeah.
that's it. But it's another
Mm-mm.
thing when you saying that's just not my thing. That's no, I don't enjoy those
Mm-mm.
movies, and I haven't enjoyed a James Gunn movie in a long while, so I'm not interested.
Not interested. Sorry, not interested. They're showing their middle fingers to us true fans. That's the
I
thing.
feel so,
Yeah.
and then they expect us to somehow go and buy this stuff. I just don't get it.
No. You see, the fan base know they're like bandwagonists and sheep. Accept anything that's given to them. A lot of these people. Blind
Right?
bandwagonists and sheep. But James Gunn, all these running DC now, they're a bunch of clowns. They're a bunch of idiots and clowns. He's a
You had
clown.
actually
Walter
said that
Hamada and
about
those idiots, they are clowns.
you said that about
I'm not
Zav Zav
supporting
a
these
long time
clowns.
ago.
Yeah, me saying it, they're a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, man.
They ruin it. They ruin DC, ruin everything.
So now I'm going to go into international news. So the United Nations has all
Yeah,
unanimously agreed on a ceasefire in
yeah,
Palestine.
yeah,
So that came out today.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. I hope that Israel will listen and follow that,
Yeah.
because after their last hostage
I heard that
rescue,
they rescue some hostage. Yeah, I saw it on TV
four
today. They
people,
rescue. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
rescuing those four people, they killed like 230 something
Yeah. Oh
Palestinians,
my.
which is
Yeah.
terrible. And
Terrible.
so even in Israel, people have been like, there's been tremendous backlash. So the head of
Yeah.
defense, Mr. Gantz, he retired, and another guy retired. So,
Yeah.
and they're calling for snap elections for Israel as well. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not good in any way, shape,
Still
or
not
form what's
good.
happening with
Still
Israel.
not good.
No,
Yeah. Not good
no.
at all. I'm glad I'm not living in places like those. Sorry. I'm glad I'm here in Jamaica here.
Well,
Not
I
interested
agree,
in going anywhere
because
else.
bro, you can't even eat food up in there right now. It's like
Yeah.
you can't get food. They're taking the food and mashing up your food before it even reach by you, and they
Yeah.
blow it, and they're bombing everywhere. You know what's make me feel
Yeah.
sad, but I also want to laugh at the same time. Just watch them Palestinians run for their life.
Yeah.
Be like, run for your life, and they could run
Yeah.
it. They
Like
could get out into there.
dangerous. Yeah.
Them could run it away of APAC money. I think that I hope that the American public will wake up and pick Jill Stein.
Oh.
I hope so, because Jill Stein and Cornel West, they are people who I think would be better suited, not just for foreign affairs with Israel, but also domestically. They would
Oh.
really change up some things in America to benefit,
Yeah.
everyone. So
To-
I
uh,
would
And
love for them to
yeah.
actually. I'm backing Jill Stein to win, because I don't know what Cornel West doing right now, but
Yeah.
she's the head of the Green Party in the United States, and they are
Yeah.
in every state. So
Yeah.
if people start to back them, they will reject the APAC money, because APAC basically bought out almost all of Congress. Congress is so corrupt right
Oh.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
by electing somebody, the American public electing somebody totally outside of APAC, Israel don't have as much of a hold on
yeah.
the politicians,
I,
and that would
I
be
hope
good.
that Trump. I hope that Trump. Well, I don't want Trump to win. Sorry, but if he
I
wins,
don't
he
want
can't do
Trump to
anything.
win, and I don't want
I don't
Biden to
want.
win. Both of
Yeah,
them
I
are
don't want them
terrible.
to win. Sorry. You know what I mean?
So that's why
Trump is
I
good.
would say, I would tell Americans to shock everybody and vote for somebody
Yeah.
who's not affiliated with APAC
God,
at all.
Trump is
Jill
the
Stein.
worst president. Trump is the worst president in history. Sorry, he's the worst president. Didn't do a good job.
And
You know what I mean?
he would be even worse if he goes back into
Yeah.
power, because he's a
He's gonna.
criminal.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a
He's
criminal.
been already been guilty of one set
34
of stuff
pounds.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
So
want him. You know what I mean?
I
You see
don't
how
want
smart
him,
American people is.
but I also don't want Biden there. I don't want Biden there either.
Ah,
So both of them
boy.
need to go. And Biden old as hell. Let him go. He
His
old.
son is in trouble, and his son in trouble right now in
I
court right
know.
now. Some gun thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. Son involved in all kind of bubble.
yeah,
So the point is, both of them could go. Both of them need to go to prison, actually. In fact, quite a lot of them need to go to prison. Quite a lot of former presidents need to go to prison. The
criminals. Yeah,
Afghan war was a terrible thing that was done. The Iraq
yeah.
war was a terrible thing. So Bush should go to prison. Barack need to go to prison. Clinton was with the Yugoslavia corruption that happened. He should have go to prison too. So all of them do terrible things. These
Yeah,
people, boy, terrible. So I think that the people need to elect somebody the people actually want, versus special lobbyists and special interests
yeah,
funding these campaigns, and that's how the candidates win. Um, it's the
yeah,
same thing in my country, with the head of my country is not the government, it's not the politicians, it's
yeah,
certain very, very powerful businessmen who, that's too much more detail because it's kind of late and we already are
yeah,
on something in. But I would just
yeah.
like to say, a straight up DC fan, and
Yeah,
I
I was a
understand.
DC fan from 1975 when I was 5 years old. 1975
Wow.
when
Oh,
I
you're
was
5 years
five.
older than me, because I'm born in 1975.
I remember seeing Super Friend. I said to myself, I'd love to see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman in live action and
And
BVS.
you did see it.
See them in side by side. That dream come true.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
to Zack Snyder. Zack
And
Snyder
then
fulfilled
for the
that.
first time, we saw a Justice League. We never
Yeah,
seen a Justice League in live action.
standing side by
In,
side.
in
Yeah,
in movies, yeah, in
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
So that was
You
great.
finally see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman done right, and idiots moan and bitch and complain. It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
It's terrible, but I want to see more of them, and I want to see them against Darkseid. So I am
yeah,
pushing for that. I don't care how it happens, just make it happen.
yeah,
Make it happen, man. You
yeah.
know.
Thank
Yes,
you for
man.
allowing me on your life. Thank you for
Well, thank
everything.
you for
Yeah,
coming as a guest and persisting as a
yeah,
guest. Um,
yeah,
tell everybody where they could find you on Twitter, on Facebook, and on different social media platforms. Go ahead.
yeah. See, I find me on Facebook.
What's
Threads.
it
I'm on
called?
Threads. Threads.
Threads.
I'm on
Are you on
Threads.
what's the
Right.
cinema to get? So anything
Yeah,
that's big and making a lot of news, you'll see on
yeah.
Twitch, whether it's boxing events or whatever.
Okay.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, uh, coming up, if I'm not mistaken, coming up a little bit later on in, is it this week? Or maybe next week, we
Mm.
will be seeing the, how many years of, did it pass already? Man of Steel.
Right.
When did Man of Steel come
Man,
out?
Massacre came out in June 2020, June 2023, June 16th, or sometime in June
Six. Okay,
2013.
so it may have passed. The time may have passed. Okay, so that's what I've got for
I
you
think it's next
guys.
week, June 13, 2020, June 13, 2013, or sometime in June
Okay,
2013.
it wasn't June 6th.
Uh, Around that time, I don't remember him way, but
Yeah, so it
around,
probably
yeah.
passed, but it would
Yeah,
have been 11 years old. So
yeah.
isn't that
Happy
crazy?
11th anniversary to Man of
I'm
Steel. And
saying Man of Steel BVS came out in
BBS
March.
came out in 2016, yeah. March
Yeah, March.
2016. Yeah,
So BVS is 8 years old now. So
yeah.
BVS is 8 years old. That is thing.